Longevity Lifestyle Designers. This is Zach here with secretsoflongevity.com as well as martin-kilgour.com. And tonight I am making a Shen chai drink. So a Shen tonifying, spiritually uplifting, emotionally tonifying chai latte. So the first time I've made this before, and I'm really excited. And I got the inspiration actually from one of the recipes in Elixir Synergy, the brand new ebook from Brandon Gilbert, JS, and Heidi Olander. And you can find a link to that below if you want to check it out. I'll be talking about some concepts in this recipe that are from that book, and I'll get right into it. To start off, I made this tea, and I'll show you clips of me putting the tea together right now. So here we are. I've got the Go-To Cola and the Holy Basil in the pot here. It's about a tablespoon of each. And those are both very strong and powerful Shen tonics. And you can find links for them below if you're interested in buying them in the bulk herbal form from Mountain Rose Herbs. And I've got my kettle just on the verge of boiling here, and I'm actually going to turn it off just as it's making that sound. It's starting to steam. And I prefer, whenever doing a green loose leaf tea, I prefer to steep it before it gets to the point of actually boiling. And that's because green leaves have tannins in them, and when they come in contact with boiling water, or water that's right around the boiling temperature, it releases more of the tannins into the water. And so while we want very hot water, almost to the point of boiling when making tea, it can help to not have fully boiling water. So here we're just going to add the water and let it steep for about 20 minutes before making the elixir. And so I'm going to just put my strainer right here and pour probably around 4 cups worth of this into here. So I actually only poured in 3 cups, so I'm going to cut it with a bit of spring water here just to bring it back up to 4 cups. I just don't want it too strong because I want to save a bit of that tea for a future drink. I like to make my tea stand out, and that was a very strong tea. It's very dark in color. And so, right off the bat, we're going to make a nut milk with the almonds. I soaked 1 cup of truly raw almonds overnight, or roughly 8 hours. Then I'm going to throw it on the blender and blend it up. So, here I've got my container that I had the almonds in. I'm just going to pour it back into this nut milk bag I have placed over the top to strain out the pulp. So we're going to be left with like a creamy chai Shen tea base. There's a ton of liquid in here. Of course, you know the drill. You just have to get right in there and milk the bag. Get all this delicious nut milk out. So now we just add the nut milk back into the blender here. And normally I'd suggest adding the coarsest stuff first, but I'm not going to add anything too coarse in this one because I'm going to keep it just very thin. We've got the nut milk base, that's some fats and protein. So I'm just going to go right into the superfood powders. So we're going to start with 1 tablespoon of mesquite powder. Nice smoky, rich flavor. This is going to be a cacao-free drink. It's late at night. I'm not too interested in staying up too late. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of lucuma powder. And I have to say, I must have had some pretty raunchy lucuma last time I had it because it's not as good as this stuff. I'm really liking this. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of this to make it super creamy. Lucuma is a fruit. It's actually the egg fruit. Not many people know that. And even though people are saying it's low glycemic, it's not really. It's a fruit. It's got probably high fructose, which has its drawbacks for sure. But using 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons here and there isn't going to hurt. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of Mucuna pruriens. And Mucuna, although it's very Jing-like, it's also got some Shen tonifying qualities, and that's because of the neurotransmitter capabilities, or neurotransmitter enhancing capabilities that it has. specifically dopamine or dopamine stimulating properties, and also the dimethyltryptamine stimulating properties, which are definitely needed in a Shen elixir. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of shilajit powder, which is another Ayurvedic herb that's got multiple purposes. Because it's a chai, we're adding some Ayurvedic herbs here: Racunia, shilajit. We're also going to add, I think I'm just going to go with half a teaspoon of tribulus, which actually, I wouldn't say it has Shen properties at all. It's definitely a Jing herb par excellence. It's very well known for stimulating the production of testosterone, which is necessary for many people. And you can find links to all these herbs down below, of course, if you want to check them out. Then, of course, I'm going to add some maca to this as well. I think we're just going to go with 1 tablespoon because the lucuma is already quite potent and we want that to be the dominant flavor. Maca has a pretty strong flavor, so I don't want to overpower anything in this drink. Because we're not using anything coarse, it's going to be very smooth. The almond, I find the almond milk is just the silkiest kind of nut milk you can make, in my opinion. What else do I need to add here? Let me think. Oh yeah, the most important thing, the glanwood reishi from Hyperion Herbs. I just got tons of this in. I'm quite pleased. Definitely the most well-known Shen tonifying herb in Chinese medicine. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of this to the drink, and that's because I want it to definitely dominate in terms of the qualities that we're getting here. And another thing I'm going to add is reishi spore, which is also from Hyperion Herbs, but it's not something they're having available on a frequent basis. But if you get on Brandon's special list, you might get a chance to score some next time he has some around. I don't know, I'm just speaking candidly there. So we're just adding 1 teaspoon of that, and this is really potent. It's many times more potent than the regular reishi. And that sums it up for the herbal extract powders that we're going to be adding. But I'm also going to add 1 final teaspoon, or full tablespoon actually, of an extract that I made, or an alcohol extract, tincture, of goji berry, gotu kola, and reishi mushroom. And 2 of those, gotu kola and reishi, are definitely Shen tonics, but goji berry isn't so much, but you know, it's going to add some great sweetness to this. And I would say check out Hyperion Herbs again down below. Brandon just got in 2 new types of herbs you can check out: goji berry extract and Siberian ginseng, and they both look fantastic. I'm up here in Canada. I have yet to receive it up here because it takes a while to get here, but I'm going to be getting it at some point soon. And if you have tried it, let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. I'm curious to know how effective it is. We're going to just add 1 tablespoon of that. This was the very first tincture I've ever made. I've got maybe a cup and a half left of it. I've been savoring it just because, you know, I have some sentimental attachment to it. I just haven't been using it too much lately. And then to sweeten it, we're going to add a bit of honey and stevia. So I'm adding 1 massive blob of honey. I guess that's a little more than a tablespoon, but not 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to add only 1 squirt of stevia. And if I need more, I'll add it later, because you can't take away sweetness, of course. But you can always add more. So this is the back. Final ingredient has to be the chai spice. Chai blend of ginger root, cinnamon, cardamom. I think I've got some clove in here. And I might be missing some things off the top of my head, but I'll post links down below again for a list of all these if you want to pick them up at Mountain Rose Herbs. And you can mix your own blend. And I usually just do like 7 shakes. And that's going to make a chai spice blend. Make it taste like that, that is. And so we're going to put the lid on, whip it up 1 final time. And it's all done. That is delicious. The almonds definitely have a very unique flavor. An almond milk, especially if they're truly raw and really high quality, it's going to have a slight strange flavor that not many people are used to. And that's actually a high concentration of amygdalin, which is that vitamin B17, which is Elixir, which so many people get down on. It's that thing that's in apricot seeds, apple seeds, that people say is a toxic, but it's actually preventative to many things I'm not going to say, just because there's probably legal ramifications for me saying that, but it's a good thing to take in my opinion. You don't have to listen to my opinion, of course, but you can check it out, do some research on that interesting nutrient, and I'll share more with you at another later date, future recipe. Hope you like my new camera. Hope you like this drink. I'll see you later.